Alright, so I just washed the Explorer 2 and it looks beautiful. It looks so clean. And, it's amazing. You wouldn't think that a watch like this would get that dirty in a week, but, a week on the wrist, it's surprising actually how dirty it gets. And, you look down and you don't really think so, but then when you look closely, you see that there are little things splattered on it. When you're washing your hands, little micro drops of soap and dried water and, probably food and drink and, spit from when people talk and, things when you go outside. Microscopic little drops hit and stick, and it just kind of gives it a flat color. And before I washed it, it looked pretty damn clean, but now that it's been washed, it looks just amazing. And the whole reason I'm taking this video is because it's kind of blowing me away how nice it looks. A little soap, horsehair toothbrush, and yeah, I think I'm going to retire the Explorer 2 for a while, and going forward, the 14060. So what do we have here? We have a Sundial, old school time telling, and it's the 31st of December. Is this thing accurate? It's reading about 10:30. Let's check. All right, well, according to the sub, 10:30 on the dot, so pretty dead on. Now, down here, I haven't deciphered this, but being the 31st of December, we've got this chart, and I guess we can use this side. And it looks like minus 17. So perhaps this is minus 17 minutes, accounting for, the Earth and space and all that. And yeah, it looks just after 10:30 there. So, right, looking at that, minus 17, because it looks about, to be honest, about 10:45 on the sundial, and that would give us this time. So pretty cool indeed. Reflections on the no date sub, pun intended. All right, so what have I noticed about the no date sub recently? Well, I've noticed that if it's not fitted correctly, that crown can really dig into your hand. So this is a watch that really needs to be fitted, something like a GMT Master 2 or an Explorer 2. It's a little bit more forgiving. The crown is thinner, and if it's a little loose, no big deal. If this is a little loose, can really start to bother you. Aside from that, yeah, just beautiful symmetry, nice clean dial. Love a 2-line sub. You can see the tritium right now is looking a little bit patinaed. Maybe that's compared to the PIP, which is Luminova. And of course, people who know the history of this watch know that before I kind of knew what I was doing, I had the bezel replaced. I know it was a mistake. Even though I'm telling you that, I can guarantee there'll be a few people who pointedly point that out in the comment section. I know, but it's just part of the watch now. And, I was thinking about replacing this brand new bezel insert with a sourced tritium one, but one of my viewers got it correctly. I think it could have been Blue Shirt Buddha. He said it's part of the history of the watch. It's just, the watch is what it is, and it's just part of the history. essentially get over it. And I think he's right. Get over it. You know, we can choose as human beings to fixate and focus on things. We can let it bother us, or we can just let it go and say, hey, you know, there are merits to having a nice minty bezel insert. And you know, at night when the pip shines, it's like the North Star guiding my way. Okay, that's going a little far. Okay, but what I'm saying is it really shouldn't make me love and appreciate my sub any less. Of course, if I fixate on it and I really focus on it, then it can. I mean, I can destroy my enjoyment of the sub if I so choose. But I can choose just to accept its history and love it for what it is. My first watch, a watch that taught me something about originality. And yeah, so reflections on the No Date sub. Have a happy new year.
That's a home. Ah! 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21,
All right, here we are at a park, and there's a Seiko clock, a solar-powered Seiko clock. And you'll see Seiko clocks all over Japan in parks, government buildings, you know, government-run sports clubs. They really do use a lot of Seiko clocks, and it makes perfect sense. I mean, Seiko is a great company. They make good stuff, and it's a Japanese company, and it makes perfect sense to want to put that money back into the Japanese economy and support a local business. And, you know, it's very fitting. I looked up and I saw this solar-powered Seiko clock, and I thought, you know, that's Seiko to a T. Innovative, makes totally perfect sense having a solar-powered clock at the park and faced in a way that before noon would have gotten a full charge for the day. And it doesn't stop with a solar-powered clock. I mean, they make a lot of... They're probably the most innovative watch company, period, this day and time. I mean, Spring Drive, and, you know, just earlier today I saw a very interesting video about Citizen and Seiko watches that were thermo-powered. I'll put a link in the description to that video, and it comes from a channel that I think is really underrated and probably deserves more subscribers. But thermo-powered clocks that run off body heat. I mean, how crazy is that? And, you know, leave it to Seiko to come up with that. And, you know, I will say that I think Seiko and Citizen sort of play off each other. And I think Seiko is by far the leader, and Citizen nips at their heels. And I think it's Citizen that sort of keeps Seiko on its game. And Citizen always at the heels of Seiko, but Seiko clearly one step ahead pretty much always. All right, there you go. Little micro celebration of Seiko. All right, guys, it appears the clock is broken. Huh. Must be something about those clouds in the sky. Affects my clock. What time would it be? 3:18. I guess that's why we prefer our timepieces. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time. All right, so the sun did come out. It's working again, kind of. Let's see. 3:35.
Is it?
Yeah, kind of. I think I prefer the Rolex.